Welcome back. I will now discuss making meals and what it entails. It is important that you are fully prepared to make meals before you begin. This means having all of the supplies necessary, not just the food. One of the most important things that you will need is a good scale. Your scale must display weight to the 1/10 of a gram. Two models we recommend are the OHAS SPX 421, top picture, and the ECS 500, bottom picture. The reason we recommend these is that they display weight to the 1/10 of a gram, can weigh up to 400 grams, and allow you to calibrate the weight. Both of these products can be powered by batteries or by using an AC adapter. As batteries can be expensive over time, an AC adapter is ideal. Some websites, such as the ones listed above, include the AC adapter with purchase, while some do not. Be sure to check for this when deciding on what scale to buy. The OHAS SPX 421 is the more expensive option, but it is known to last longer. It is important to calibrate the food scale once a day. Calibration includes testing the scale by placing the weight on the scale and checking that it is correct. This is important for the scale to measure accurately. For the ECS 500 model, a separate calibration weight will need to be purchased. Additionally, you will need containers to weigh your food in. These should be lightweight and can be something you have already, such as small plastic Tupperware containers. Parchment paper can also be used to weigh. It is also beneficial to get droppers to weigh small amounts of liquid. These droppers can be purchased online at most major retail stores such as Walmart. Finally, a pill crusher is recommended. This would allow you to put any necessary supplements in the G-tube. Before making meals, it is important that you understand the different ratios and why they change. Initiation starts with a 1.5 to 1 ratio. This means 1.5 grams of fat per 1 gram of carbohydrates plus protein. This ratio is low, but slowly increases as initiation continues. It will increase by a 0.5 to 1 or 1 to 1 ratio every 1 to 2 meals. By the time you or your child is discharged from initiation, the final diet prescription will have been reached. All meals that are made at initiation will have the same number of calories and protein, they only differ in ratio. This means that lower ratios won't have less energy, or calories. With different ratios, the meals have the same amount of calories, just in different forms. These pictures represent the ratios of an initiation where the goal diet prescription is a 4 to 1 ratio. The ratio goal is personalized for each patient and thus may be different for you or your child. A patient will begin PKT having usually consumed over half of their calories from carbohydrates. The first PKT meal they have on day 1 will be a 1.5 to 1 ratio. By the end of the first day, the ratio will increase to 2.5 to 1. This makes 85% of calories come from fat and only 8% come from carbohydrates. By the end of the second day, by increasing the ratio slightly at each meal, the patient will be on a 3.5 to 1 ratio. Finally, before they are discharged, they will be on a 4 to 1 ratio. As you can see, carbohydrates keep decreasing as ratio increases, all the way down to 3% of daily caloric intake for the 4 to 1 ratio. Protein, on the other hand, remains at 7% for every ratio. The fat continues to increase to replace calories lost by the decreasing carbohydrates. Time to check your progress. True or false? A 2 to 1 ratio won't have as many calories as a 4 to 1 ratio due to being lower in fat. The correct answer is false. While the 2 to 1 ratio is lower in fat, the calories for both ratios stay the same. This means that you or your child is getting the same amount of energy from food with both ratios. I will now go through the steps of making a PKT meal. This meal is at a 1.5 to 1 ratio. All recipes we provide you will be the same format. The ingredients are listed above with the amount to the nearest 1/10 of a gram and the brand-specific product. Underneath are step-by-step directions on how to create the meal. When you begin PKT, you will want to weigh each ingredient separately. but as your skills improve, there are ways you can make things go faster. Weighing the oils in the same container you will keep the formula in is recommended. This means fewer containers used and a lower chance of losing oil while switching containers. Between each oil added, the scale should be taired so that it reads 0.0 grams. A dropper is useful for weighing oils and should be rinsed with warm water before and after every use. In order to avoid contaminating ingredients, it is best to label droppers with what ingredients they are used for and only use them for that. First, obtain the MCT oil. Place the container on the scale and tare it so that the scale reads 0.0. Use the dropper to weigh the oil. Weigh 5.5 grams of the MCT oil. Next, in the same bottle, add the Crisco canola oil. It is important to tare the bottle first so that it reads 0.0. Tare the same bottle to 0 and add the prescribed 21.6 grams of microlipid. Weigh 6.7 grams of beta-protein on the scale. Add this powder to a cup and dissolve it by adding warm water. Just like with the beta-protein, weigh out the designated amount of sole carb and dissolve it in water. Finally, add the dissolved beta-protein and sole carb to the container with the oils. This is the finished formula. More water can be added and be sure to shake the bottle well before mealtime. The meal can now be administered via G-tube. Keep in mind that, in addition to food, it is important to flush the G-tube with extra water to ensure hydration. With the PKT diet, it is difficult to consume as many fruits and veggies as you would from a typical blended diet due to the limited carbohydrates. If you are currently using a pre-made formula, supplements have probably been added. Supplements will be prescribed to ensure all nutrient needs are being met with PKT. A multivitamin will be prescribed. Options include crushing a Flintstones multivitamin or using NanoVM powdered multivitamin. Additionally, a salt product will be prescribed. Salt substitute, as seen above, contains both chloride and potassium. Regular salt has sodium and chloride. We will prescribe a product that best fits the needs of that individual. Phosphorus and magnesium may also be prescribed. Phospha 250 is a pill that is mostly phosphorus with some sodium and potassium. The pill crusher will be used for these. For magnesium, Philip's milk of magnesia will be prescribed. Milk of magnesia is also a laxative. This is beneficial to those on PKT because constipation is a common side effect, and this can help reduce it. The nature-made liquid soft gels as seen above have both calcium and vitamin D. The paste can be squeezed out of the tablet, which makes for easy administration. Miralax is also recommended as needed for constipation. All of these supplements can be administered through G-tube. To summarize, meal making requires you to have the supplies ready ahead of time. The meal ratio is equivalent to the dose of a medication. An increase in ratio means an increase in fat. Ingredients must be weighed out to the 1/10 of a gram. It is important to follow brand name and weight very carefully on the diet. Supplements are prescribed to make up for any nutrients not obtained on the diet.